Well, hello, everybody, and it is time to breathe again on the latest Breath of Fresh Air webcast. Streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch as Patrick Brackett yawns because
Oh, it's
he had
been a
a
long day.
long day, I guess. Uh,
Long
I
day.
was, I was over here, I was yawning too before we went live. So, busy times right now, but it's all good. Nothing to complain about at all. So, I'm Charles. And as I mentioned, Patrick is with me, as y'all saw. And let's get right to it, Patrick. Now, we didn't have a particular order. We were trying to do this webcast. So we're just gonna jump right into whatever. And
Yeah,
so let's so let's start with some NFL draft news with everything that has been going on with the NBA and NHL playoffs. We will discuss those momentarily. But with the NFL draft, it is coming up. It is actually Thursday night, taking place in Detroit this year. So should be a good scene. Should be a good scene in Detroit. Detroit, of course, has seen nice renaissance, basically. It looks really festive when you see it on TV. The downtown area looks good, looks lively, and of course the Lions were really close to being in the Super Bowl last year. So with everything coming into Detroit for this draft, should be a pretty fun 3 days. As for the draft itself, uh I guess, Patrick, let's look at it from this way. Which player do you think is going to be one of these things are hard to predict, of course. I mean, we'll never know until these players actually get onto the field and you hear all the, in my eyes, really stupid comparisons to all these all-time greats when they hadn't played a game
I
yet.
haven't even been on the field yet.
Yeah, but already it's, hey, this dude could be Patrick Mahomes. Hey, this dude could be the next Jerry Rice. This dude could be the next Barry Sanders. So that
Oh,
depending
this
on
dude's going to win 450,000 Super Bowls and be the GOAT. How do you know? Don't matter. That's what he's going to do.
So
Okay.
exactly. So let's pick a player each, Patrick, who we think is going to be or could be someone who you look back 5-10 years from now, and this dude is a absolute stud. And then of course we got to go on the other side and see who we think is the absolute bust, absolute bust of the draft.
Okay.
So let's start with the good part. What player do you have that and it doesn't have to be any particular position?
Okay.
Yeah, just who you think
Two.
is.
Can I have two?
Sure.
Can I have two?
Yes.
Two. You ready?
Yes.
Marvin Harrison Jr. and Brock Bowers. There's my two. They're just absolute studs. I mean, I looked at that entire list, and man, it's just like there's several people that stick out in my mind, or stick out to me, that I think are just going to be good, but studs like 10 years from now, possible 2, possibly 3 rings on their finger, maybe 12 years from now. Those two, Marvin Harrison Jr., Brock Bowers, as my two. I don't even think they even need to have anything said about them. They proved their worth in college, and they're going to prove their worth in the NFL.
You know what? I agree with you. I don't really have anything to add because I think because I feel the same way. I mean, to me, all right. So Brock Bowers, to me, I think he is at least top 3 prospects. At least
I'll put him in top 5. Definitely top 5.
Yes, I mean he definitely has that potential to be up there with, I think, some of the best tight ends ever to play. I mean, you think about Guys like Shannon Sharp back in the day. Tony Gonzalez is really good. You know what Rob Gronkowski has done. Travis Kelce right now, definitely in a pass catching standpoint.
Yep.
Brock Bowers has all these tools, and I think, and you would know this being, of course, the Georgia Bulldog fan you are. Of course, he got credit for his route running and his catching ability and his speed. I mean, this is what is he, 6'5", 6'6" guy, 240,
235, 240.
Yeah, and then he runs like the wind. He runs just as fast as some of these receivers out here. But the underrated part of his game was the blocking. He was a very good blocker on the line, and then a very integral part to Georgia's running game the years he was there. So yeah, I'm definitely with you on Brock Bowers. Marvin Harrison Jr., that dude is good. He's
but in his vicinity here, I'll tell you that man right there can catch anything. He will catch anything thrown in his general vicinity. There was a show ESPN did, the science of whatever. Remember Calvin Johnson, who
yes,
the range.
Was it sports science?
Sports science, yeah. So they put him in between like two garage doors, and he caught the range of two garage doors, bro. Like, it was catching everything. So when I tell you this guy, like, to me, if you're going to put him as a comparison, that's who I compare him to. I mean, that man right there, put it in his general vicinity. He's a lot like Julio Jones, Calvin Johnson. I mean, there's a lot of wide receivers you could compare him to. But those are some big shoes to fill. And he's got the speed of like Randy Moss in his prime. I mean, like, that dude is for real. I mean, for real. Whoever picks him up, good for you. Because you put him up with somebody like, just a veteran that's just raw talent and has the experience of what the NFL brings. Man, you ain't double teaming nobody.
You look at Marvin Harrison Jr. as well. Think about, we talk best about Ohio State a lot on this show.
Oh, I talk mess about Ohio State for life.
But
I ain't holding back on that school.
No, and you shouldn't. But the receiving depth they have had in the last few years is crazy.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, Marvin Harrison was backing up Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and Jackson Smith the Jigba. I mean, the amount of receiving depth the Ohio State has been able to recruit over the past few years is insane. And all these guys, of course, are like, all of them are having pretty good careers right now in the NFL. And here comes Marvin Harrison Jr. just catching everything and anything out of the sky with that wingspan. And for us to say that name, I mean, I think with this draft, Patrick, this is a very receiver heavy draft. I mean, there's some good pass catchers in here.
Oh yeah.
Don't get if you don't get Marvin Harrison Jr., you got Malik Neighbors, my man from Washington, Rome Aduze. Yeah, I mean, he's good. I mean, you got my man from Texas, Xavier Worthy. And he's running 4.240s. So I mean, we knew he was fast, but just looking at the teams, looking at some of the fits, I'm gonna go through the draft order here. From what I heard, like, Xavier Worthy could go to Buffalo, to the Buffalo Bills at number 28. You put him there in Buffalo, I think that's going to fill a lot of needs there, just simply because you traded away Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans. Good trade for the Texans, by the way. to give someone to give CJ Stroud another receiver to throw to down there. But
Adonai Mitchell.
Yep. Georgia and Texas alone.
Georgia and Texas.
Yep. And so, yeah, I mean, you have a lot. It is deep. It's deep in that receiver pool. So, I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr., I mean, he's really, really good, as we pointed out. But, man, if you're able to get Neighbors or Worthy or a Duze, it's actually not that much of a drop off. Those dudes are good.
No, and then you still have Mitchell, Xavier Legate. You got him. Lab McConkey is on there. Xavier Worthy, just like you said.
McConkey, I think, could be like a Wes Welker type.
What's that?
He could be like a Wes Welker type.
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely. He'll make something out of nothing, boy. And boy, I've told you many times about this story. That play that Georgia ran through that little pass over to Ladd, I was like, oh God, please score! Don't score. This is like the one time in my life I will ever say, Georgia, don't score. I was like, please don't score, because as soon as he scored, man, I knew we was gonna have Bobo for another year. I knew it. I was like, crap. I was like, he saved his career.
He saved his job.
he single-handedly saved Bobo's job, and I can't. Ooh, I was like, lad, you couldn't have just failed. Like, like the 3-yard line or something. I mean, like, anyway. I mean, Ricky Purcell.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, and this is all dude, we're looking in the second round, and these guys are legit wide receivers. So yeah, I agree with you, man. This is a very wide receiver heavy draft.
So on the other end, Patrick, who's busted? Who is busted? Who is busty in this draft?
Oh God, I got. Oh God, I'm gonna go. Can I have to?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go Caleb Williams and JJ McCarthy. Those are my two busts. I'm not a huge fan. I have not been a huge fan of Caleb Williams since he came in at Oklahoma. I never thought he was that good of a quarterback, and even when he went to the Pac-12, he proved that he wasn't that good of a quarterback. Yeah, he makes some really good plays and stuff like that, but I mean, all in all, just not somebody I would take at one. I mean, if he's still around in the 3rd, 4th round, I'd take him then. But other than that, I'll take my chances with somebody else. And McCarthy, I mean, like, he shows signs that he is good, and then he quickly regresses back to old McCarthy ways. Like, can't make the throw, or overthrow somebody, or underthrow somebody, or can't get out of the pocket fast enough, or something. I mean, he always does something, and everybody's like, well, he did make that national championship run last year. I was like, and I always say, nah, yeah, he was the quarterback, but that was the running back that did all that.
And the defense.
Yeah, and that defense was stout, and you saw that against Alabama in the semifinals. So those would be my two busts. I would go with those two.
Definitely with you on Caleb Williams. Now I'm gonna go. Here's one of your convenience arguments, because a lot of people want to try to use those to prove their point, depending on who's involved. So what you hear about Caleb Williams all the time is, well, he he won a Heisman Trophy. So all these splash plays. I mean, he's definitely got the quote unquote it factor. Whatever it is.
Same thing about Cam Newton.
Yeah. Johnny Manziel won a Heisman. Tebow won a Heisman. But Jaden Daniels won the latest Heisman. So we're not going to give him any bump. I had seen some draft boards. You know how these draft boards are. They have their top rated or best available players. And Jaden Daniels is 20th. To me, that's insane. If you're going to have Caleb Williams up there at 1 or 2, depending on the draft boards you see, and Jaden Daniels at number 20, that's, I don't know. I don't know what we're looking at.
What are you looking at?
This was someone from Yahoo Sports.
Oh, that's Yahoo Sports.
I mean, Yahoo Sports is
sometimes
it's better than ESPN.
Sometimes I'd say ESPN's got them better on this one because they got Jaden Daniels as 5, and I kind of agree with that part.
I can agree with that. Yeah, like I mean, because if you to me, Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in the draft to me. And then I would have Penix Jr. second, and then Caleb would probably be 3. And that's depending on how you feel about Drake May. But yeah, I think I would take him over Drake May. Drake May, I think, is kind of on that busty side. I'd
take Drake May over Caleb.
Yeah.
Drake would be my 3 and Caleb would be my 4. Where, but I agree with you because I think Jaden goes higher than what many people think. I think he goes top 5.
I can see him being second. I can see him going.
I can see him going 1. He should go 1.
Yeah.
Well, no, he'd go 2. He should go 2 because Marvin Harrison Jr. should absolutely go 1.
Yeah. You got my from the best available standpoint. Yeah.
If I'm going best available right off the bat, I am picking up Marvin Harrison Jr. If I am the Bears, I am picking up Harrison Jr. His name.
Now, Patrick, you and I both know the Bears have never really been too smart with these decisions. So they're going to take Caleb Williams at number 1.
Yeah. And everybody's talking about Fields going back to Atlanta, and I'm like,
so, all right, Fields at Atlanta, I don't think would be that bad. Now, it's probably not the best right now. But if he did go to Atlanta, let's say the Bears did decide to trade him to Atlanta, I would have liked that over picking up Kirk Cousins, personally. I mean, I think I get it from the standpoint of
both of them.
Cousins has the experience. Stupid. You got it from the experience factor that Kirk Cousins brings, but he's not the moving the needle thing. He's not moving the needle.
Yeah,
I think Fields has the potential to move the needle. He does need some work in the pocket. He does have to. I think some stability in the coaching staff would help too. And there's none of that in Chicago. I mean, his 3 years there, he had 3 different offensive coordinators. And so, not that there is some responsibility on the player as well. The player has to put in the work, and the player has to be willing to get in the film room, study whatever the playbook is. But when you do have a lot of turnover like that could be pretty difficult on a young quarterback, and it could doom the guy. Like you could scar him for life. Look at Zach Wilson. He's in Denver, traded over there for a 7th round draft choice. So
yeah, we talked. We didn't really talk highly of him, but we thought he would do well. But
I think we were both kind of out on Zach Wilson because he was getting this hype off of a year at BYU where he played inferior competition
Mm-hmm.
and the
But
best
he
team
could
they
have done
did
better than
play.
what he did.
Yeah, I mean, and the best team they did play, I think that year was Coastal Carolina, and Coastal Carolina kind of put it on him. So now he goes to New York with all this hype, and I mean, the Jets are kind of a cursed franchise anyway.
They're
So
Hey, look, the Jets is a bust.
yeah, but
The entire team is busted.
but but back to Caleb Williams real quick. The thing with him is he had all these splash plays for the first year he was in Oklahoma, then he went to USC, and I'm with you. I didn't think he was that great either. He can get significantly better from the pocket, and he's gonna have to. I mean, there's a lot of times he was trying to out-athlete everybody. And
You do that in the NFL.
yeah, and everybody got athleticism in the NFL. When you're trying to outrun people, especially when you saw that game, particularly against Notre Dame. Notre Dame had that great game plan where they were blitzing from the outside, and then if he was able to get outside, they had a spy waiting for him. And Caleb Williams was just throwing the ball up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they were getting intercepted. So I don't know. I mean, I'll put it this way, Patrick. I think this is the best way I can put it. This is not he's not a can't miss prospect like everybody would have you believe when you're looking at some of the quarterbacks who went before. Andrew Luck, even Trevor Lawrence when he came out. These were guys that were looked at, and Peyton Manning back in the day. These were guys who were looked at as can't miss prospects.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams is being put in that category. I'm not sitting here saying at all if I missed on Caleb Williams, I'm missing on the next greatest quarterback. I don't see that at all in Caleb Williams. Could I be wrong? Could he come out and have a really, really good career where he wins multiple Super Bowls? Possible.
Yeah.
Maybe not with Chicago, but possible. And so,
here's the thing. He could win tons of Super Bowls. You know, he could play for Kansas City and play behind Patrick Mahomes and get a Super Bowl ring there. Because we know he ain't getting one in Chicago. He ain't getting one in Dallas. Sure as hell ain't getting one in Atlanta. So, I mean, pick about 4 teams, and there's about what you're going to get right there. And play behind somebody in one of those 4 teams, and you get all the rings in the world, bro.
But he won't be the marquee guy.
No, he will not be the marquee guy. I don't know. I guess they could still make him the marquee guy. He's the most MVP, most valuable benched player.
Most valuable water boy, huh?
MVWB. There you go.
Or let's see.
Hey, everybody's got to stay hydrated.
MBCH, Patrick, most valuable clipboard holder. So speaking,
you know what comes to my mind when we start talking about stuff like that?
Who's that?
Waterboy, when he goes, water sucks. It really, really sucks. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. No,
it doesn't.
Yeah, Adam Sandler was rocking dudes in that movie, though.
My mama said it was the medulla oblongata.
Okay. Stop making fun of me.
Adam Sandler was rocking boys in that.
Rocking dudes.
One of the best football movies ever.
Absolutely. So Patrick, before we move on, look, I have this story for you, and I want to see what you think. So when it comes to the draft, leading up to the draft, there's all these BS stories that come out. Oh, this player had a bad Wanderlick score. Oh, this dude couldn't read the field well during his pro day, or some mess, some crap. So here's something that the Washington Commanders did. So I guess the new GM, the new general manager, Adam Peters, who was the assistant GM for my team, the San Francisco 49ers, working underneath John Lynch, he decided for, I guess, one of those hosting draft prospects days that all these franchises have. He said he was going to take them all to Topgolf. And so, so there's a lot of mess around this. Like, well, why would you take them to Topgolf? And I'm thinking in my head, why wouldn't he take them to Topgolf? I don't see the issue with this.
And you get to play golf.
I don't see the issue with this at all. And dude, it was like a big deal in some networks. I don't know. I heard about it listening to, well, goodness, it's not even CBS Sports Radio anymore. I think it's Infinity Sports Network now. But I was listening to Infinity, and the story came out, and I guess you can see it. It's in the Washington Post and some of the newspapers down in North Carolina. The reason why I mentioned North Carolina is because Drake May was one of those players who I guess went on the Topgolf trip, and it's just crazy to me how that would be a problem to some people. The way I'm looking at it is this: you take the person to Topgolf, you're getting away from all the minutia and all the crazy questions that might be asked. You're breaking up all the
minutia.
Yeah, because that's what it is.
Hey, Stephen A. Smith, stop using big words.
Hey man, minutia ain't big. It's not like I'm saying unmitigated or domestication. Like I'm saying though. That one only had 3 syllables.
Okay, fair enough.
Bloviating?
Now you're just making up words.
Yeah. So, but yes, all the just the it's that icebreaker. It's the tight when you're going. Look, draft prospects, they have enough to worry about. They're coming in here. It's basically a job interview, and teams want to find out about them instead of doing the normal. Let's bring them into the locker room, or let's bring them up to the front office and talk to them that way. Or maybe you take them to a dinner of some sort, dinner or lunch. Go to Topgolf, unwind a little bit. And maybe there could be a little bit of a competitive nature that comes from that too. You ain't beating me in Topgolf. And I know Topgolf is one of those recreational things, but
it's still fun.
Topgolf is fun, by the way. But
it's fun. And, unfortunately, they are not paying us for any of this, but it is fun. And look, it's like this. If you're going to take them something like that, there's so many benefits to it. Like you said, you're getting them out of the front office, you're getting them into a little bit more of a different environment. Maybe they relax a little more, and you find out more about who this person is and if they're going to meet the needs of your team, or even play as a team member, be a team player on your team. There's so many other benefits to that. And if he gets out there and he's like, think of Jerry Jones. Think if Jerry Jones took Dak Prescott to Topgolf, he wouldn't have drafted him, because Jerry Jones doesn't have time to have a bad time, and Dak Prescott is going to be a bad time. Just saying.
I mean, I don't see no issue with that at all.
I don't either.
Like you said,
I think it's a great idea, actually.
Me too. And like you said, you get them relaxed. It's more of a chill atmosphere. People can have fun. You get some food, get a couple of drinks, and well,
relax.
If they're legal to drink.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
yeah,
Of
like,
course. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't draft
somebody,
somebody under 21.
it's like, hey, somebody's watching the Breath of Fresh Air webcast talking about, oh my God, Charles is encouraging underage drinking. No, we're not
No,
doing that.
no,
Not at all.
we're not going to encourage underage drinking or
Yeah,
underage meth use or anything of that nature.
no.
We of age to do it all. Okay.
we can't control what the players do on their spare time.
Yeah, it's their time. You know.
But no, we're not encouraging that. But we're just merely saying, yes, get a little bit of drink, get some food, relax, play some golf. And like you said earlier, if they feel a little bit more relaxed during the whole process, you'll find out more about that player. You'll find out more about that person, and maybe they'll be more willing to tell a little bit of their life story, their background, where they coming from, what made them want to go pro, or what made them want to play football, whatever that may be, however that looks like, depending on the front office.
Yep.
It's a way to find out about those players. So, I mean, I feel more teams should do something like that. And maybe they are. It's just not really broadcast as much as this one was in some outlets. But I definitely don't have any issue with it. I definitely don't see where this would be a problem. And if you do think it's a problem, then maybe you should get checked. I don't know.
Well, I mean, but real life, dude. Like, one of the things I always grew up on was saying most business deals are made on the golf course. What's the difference out of taking somebody to Topgolf or any restaurant, Dave and Buster's or whatever, and just chilling? I don't see a problem with it. As a matter of fact, I mean, it's such a great idea that I'll probably start doing my interviews in some place like that. You know, hey, you want to come and work for me? That's fantastic. Meet me at Topgolf. Oh, that's letting me know that the Breath of Fresh Air live show is streaming. So I got to watch that. I'm sorry. I got to go.
What?
Thanks, notification for letting me know 30 minutes late. It's my notification saying, hey, Breath of Fresh Air is live streaming right now.
Love it. Real-time alerts.
Real-time alerts. Here you go. See, even I subscribe to the live alerts. And I'm on the show. I can't miss it. So sometimes I sit here and talk and watch at the same time.
Was that a Facebook alert or which one?
YouTube.
YouTube. I think I got a Facebook one on myself. They're like, hey.
Anyway.
Breath of Fresh Air is going live. I'm like, well,
Breath of Fresh Air is going live. Live.
Thought I set it up.
I'm sitting here going.
Yeah. Hey, it's just like
a smart device is pretty dumb.
Yeah, that look. I'm sorry. So this is off topic, but that look you gave is the same look that you pretty much gave when you were talking to. Yeah, you was giving yourself that look when you told that dude the internet is the internet.
I don't know what to tell you, man. The internet's the internet.
Yeah.
What a day that was.
Oh my goodness.
We just come up with them just off the top of our head, you know. It is what it is. Everything's everything. It's all gravy. Internet's the internet.
And then you just, why'd I say that?
Where did that come from? Okay.
So Patrick, all right, man, we're gonna get into the NBA and NHL playoffs here in a little bit, but before we do, man, let's talk about some of this gambling that's going on. So there was an NBA player, John Tate Porter, banned for life, just done, banned for life from the NBA. for gambling on games. So apparently he was betting against his team, in this case, the Toronto Raptors. And I guess he was betting against them. Look, this dude was out. Like, he was gone. Like,
Dude, you know
get out of
you
here.
checked out when you bet against the team you're playing on.
Like,
You know you checked out at that point.
you're out of here, homie. Like, that's a no-no.
Remember when I called you that day when Andrew Bottom dunked on
Oh, when Paul Gasol got dunked on?
when Paul Gasol, that's who it was, when Paul Gasol got dunked on and Andrew Bottom went. I called you and I said, hey, Bottom got traded.
No, you told me, yo, Andrew Bynum's about to get traded, dude. And I said, for real, man, they not gonna trade him. Man, they traded him.
As soon as that came out, he went, gone.
Oh gosh.
Well, this guy's gone. He's gone. Dude, dude, we have got to do like a behind the scenes conversation.
It's coming. Don't worry. It's coming. It is coming. It's coming this year. Mark my words on that. We gonna put together some clips. It's coming. Oh, that's part of the stuff that's coming, because
it would be priceless. That's where everybody's going to be at, man. When they start hearing what we say on the back end of this show, they're like, "Where did these fools come up with this?"
And then the laugh. He's like,
"That's like Charles Biden getting traded." No, they ain't like go to him. I remember that text message. You went, nah, they ain't getting rid of him. I was like, check this out. 5 seconds later, yeah, he's getting traded.
Because I saw. So the thing was, I saw the reaction when you told me about the reaction. I said, nah, man, and then I actually caught it. And the cameras caught him perfect. Just
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he get traded. He's gone. But
anyway, let's get back on topic.
Yeah, the gambling thing. Just see, look, the sports has to. So there has to be a balance. We have to remember. Maybe as recent as 15 years ago, I would say the gambling was pretty much outlawed. Like, none of these sports wanted anything to do with it. Now you have bookies, of course. You have gambling going on for golf or some of these other sports. We know Michael Jordan famously was known for his gambling. But now it went from, you always hear, well, man, they could go from 0 to 100 real quick. That's how it went with gambling. Like, these sports that wanted nothing to do with it. Remember the NFL, they never even thought about, like, even the thought of entertaining having a team in Las Vegas. And then they just dove all in, and now they have a team in Vegas. They just hosted the Super Bowl there, and they had the draft there the year before. And these other sports are the same way. Like, and you see all the commercials, BetMGM, FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever. And some of these states that have legalized gambling, I mean, it doesn't bother you just to walk up to one of these arenas and lay down a bet. Yep. Just out of the blue. You could just walk up in there and just, hey, man, I got this BetMGM whatever machine right here. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
you can do it on your app.
Yeah, you can do it on the app.
In bet.
Yeah, wait a minute. I can get plus 400 for this. I'll do it. Good.
I mean, how about the NBA playoffs doing that whole win $1 million if you get your bracket right?
Yeah.
College basketball is doing it. College football is doing it. Everybody's doing it. And like you said, now they got teams. Now the NFL has a team in Vegas. Hockey has a team in Vegas. NBA is working on it.
They're probably going to have one.
NBA will be next, and then baseball will be after that, and then soccer. Guaranteed. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit if we don't get like a pickleball team from Vegas, which probably already did.
Yes.
Which is a fun game. I don't know if you've ever played pickleball, but that game is fun.
I've never played it, but I've heard it is fun. And I mean, I know a lot of
I'm gonna do a Bro Epic episode on pickleball.
You're doing it, or do you have one?
I'm going to do one.
Oh, okay.
I put it in my notes to write one.
You have one, and I missed it. The hell's wrong with me? What am I doing?
No, I haven't. I mean, we were gonna film the hockey one last weekend, but it was freaking raining all weekend. So can't get cameras out there in wet, sloshy fields.
Right. Nah, you don't want to deal with that.
And then, so we're having to push it back 2 weeks because of weather and stuff that we had going on. I'm so mad. Anyway, but yeah, pickleball is fun.
And you know, and a lot of players are making investments in the teams. I think Tom Brady did. I want to say Kevin Durant did. I want to say LeBron did. I mean, there's a lot of players who have come through, and they're just investing in everything. Whatever. Excuse me.
LeBron will invest with an option.
Basically.
I said LeBron will invest with an option.
Yeah, you know, he always has some options.
Always has an option.
But yeah, I mean, the gambling thing, it's everywhere. So this case with Jonte Porter, I'm surprised it hasn't happened more, or we're not hearing more about it. And maybe it is happening. They're just not. It's just not being broadcast, like what we were saying about some of these outings at Topgolf. But the
not really important.
Yeah.
These things that they're honestly, I think news is just like digging for something. Look, I would say this: if you played in the NBA, don't bet in the NBA. Bet on any other sport. If you play in football, bet on every other sport but football. You know, and I get it. I know that that's what you know the most of. Just don't do the betting in your own sport. Just bet on everything else, but don't do it in your own sport. And I think it'll be fine. And if somebody wants to take you to Topgolf and let you bet at golf while you're a football player, hey, cool, whatever, do you. You just do you, don't matter. I don't know, I guess people are just like, I think they get hung up on the wrong things. You know what I mean? Just let it be. Just let it be. It's not that big of a deal to let them gamble on another sport. You know what I mean? Let them do it. Everybody else gambles. Don't prohibit these guys from gambling if that's what they want to spend their money on. It's their money. Let them do it.
Yes, and yeah, like you said, betting on the sport you play in. The one thing about these sports, the laws are pretty clear in that regard. Do not don't bet on these games that you're playing in, because the integrity of the game is now put into question.
Yeah,
and that part, yes, I definitely understand that. You don't want these games to be compromised. You already have a lot of people saying this game is fixed, and there's conspiracy theories going all over the place. But that's the one thing these leagues do not want. Like if there's any consistency between the leagues, your professional leagues, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw the NCAA in there because they're basically a professional league too. But
3 years ago,
the NCAA has always been professional sports.
It's just legal now.
Hey, Patrick, athletic students,
and that's what they always will be.
If they just switch those words, that would have so much credibility.
Yeah.
Like instead of putting student athlete, if you just switch those two words around, I would get with you, NCAA, because you're admitting it's the athletes that bring in all your money. So
and we all know that in Kentucky they're all one and dones anyway. So
yeah. Hey, that might change now that they have a new coach.
No, they're just one and done's in Arkansas.
Yeah, there you go. And now Kentucky players stay at least 2 years. NIL deals. But but with everything going on with this betting, there's just so much. It's hard when you see it everywhere, and the leagues have dove head first into it. They are all about the betting, and for a player, to get into it, I'm not surprised at it because, they're just trying to get their cuts. They see a bet, they think they can win potentially thousands, perhaps millions of dollars, depending on how big the bet is. Yeah, they're going to try to get in there. Quick money like that, you have a chance to win quick money. You could lose your ass too, but you have the chance to lose.
You have a chance to, it's a calculated bet.
Yeah. Yes. So it's definitely a balance, because when you see the leagues advertising it so much, not just in commercials, but if you go into these arenas, you see it on billboards, you see it on what they have like in between the different sections of their like video boards that they have. You see it just scrolling on through, just big old, hey, FanDuel. And then we're just going to spread it out slow. FanDuel. Go downstairs and play. Go lay down a bet at halftime.
Don't gamble.
Yeah, but don't gamble. Yeah, gamble responsibly.
Yeah. Now that's a slogan, actually. Gamble responsibly. Because, that's what you do when you're drinking. You got to drink responsibly, smoke responsibly, and cocaine responsibly.
Ooh, hey, Patrick, carry the show for about a minute. I got to make sure my computer... No, please, because I got to make sure my computer doesn't die. I got to get the charger.
You better go get your thing.
I'm going to.
What do you want me to say?
Bring us into the NBA playoffs, please.
Okay. So next thing we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. Which teams do you want to talk about?
Pick one.
We'll talk about Denver and LA because, I want to talk about LeBron James and how this 20-point meltdown happened in the third quarter and into the fourth quarter, where Jamal Murray just took over, dude. Just took over. Him and Joker just take over and erase a 20-point lead on a failing Lakers team. They can't even hold their own anymore. 0-10 against this Nuggets team.
And you know what, Patrick? Thanks for taking that over, by the way.
I got anytime I get to diss LeBron, I'm on it.
What a devastating loss for the Lakers there. And you can say the same for the Philly 76ers as well. Devastating loss to the Knicks. To lose a game like that in the last 30 seconds.
20 seconds, they scored 8 points. 22 seconds. They scored 8 points in 22 seconds. I was like, dang.
Going back to the Lakers for a second, you can tell. So when the Lakers took the 20-point lead, the first thing I said was, well, one thing about Denver is they do their stuff.
They don't flinch.
They run their offense and they just work their way back in there, and they just stay composed. They continue to come through. And then you saw Jamal Murray and Jokic as well, Nikola Jokic. They both got going. Jokic just started playing bully ball on Anthony Davis down there. He was just walking them down to the post, giving them moves, left shoulder, right shoulders. Murray got the mid-range game going. God, imagine if you have a mid-range game, the things you could do. Just go, wow.
I know, right? You can erase 20-point deficits.
Yeah.
Because it's a high percentage shot.
I never knew.
Never. But you know what? We don't play basketball, so what do we know?
But just that is a crushing loss for the Lakers. And when you have a crushing loss like that, you do what everybody does, Patrick. You blame the refs.
Yeah.
And that's what
This is the reason why LeBron will never be a GOAT to me.
LeBron blaming the referee. Anthony Davis was looking salty because he had that shot. He had that shot popped in his eye by Jamal Murray.
Did you see his interview?
Yes, Jamal Murray
hit a shot.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
Come on.
oh, really? We sore loser in it up now?
Oh yeah. Sore loser. You know, I do want to say this about today's league compared to what we grew up on with Michael and Kobe. I mean, let me just say this. And I have watched tons of interviews on what LeBron James has said about the reffing and stuff like that. It's as simple as this. Everybody will say LeBron James is a once in a generation player. I've heard that many times, right? But here's the thing. Everybody will tell you that LeBron is a once in a generation player. Everybody will tell you Michael Jordan is a once in a lifetime player. We got blessed when we were growing up to get Kobe Bryant. Now, I'm going to tell you, those two right there, work ethic, second to none on both of them. And Kobe Bryant had better work ethic than Michael Jordan did. But here's the thing. This is one of the biggest reasons why I can never put LeBron in the GOAT debate, is because he constantly complains and has an excuse for everything. Go back and watch some of the interviews that Michael Jordan and Kobe had. The reporter asked, how big was this loss? Oh, this was a big loss, but you know what? We had every opportunity to win. We had shots that we just missed. Never one time complained about how the officiating went through the game. They said they were the better team. They got us this time. And, you know, one of my favorite things that Kobe said is, he goes, they beat us. They were the better team and they got us this time. And, you know, their season still goes, but our season starts today. Our next year's season starts today. And I'm going to go and work out, and I'm going to make sure that they don't beat us again. That's why Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant will always be the GOATs. And LeBron James is not in that debate. He's just not. If you complain and you flop and do all the things that you do, this is not even about statistics at this point. LeBron has his own statistics that he has won, and Michael has his own statistics that he has won, right? This is just about playing the game. And that is one of the reasons why he has always been a bother to me in this league. To me, he is not a basketball player. He can play basketball. He's a man that can play basketball. He's not a basketball player.
I think, look, with our age group, I think we're in a unique spot.
Yeah.
With us being in that the late Gen X, early millennial stage, we're in a really unique spot because we have seen like the complete careers of all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
We caught Michael Jordan in our teenage years. We caught him like in the prime. Caught him in the prime when we were 9 or 10 years old when he won his first title, and then up to our sophomore year when he won the last of the 6. We saw all of Kobe Bryant's career, and we've seen all of LeBron's career. And then if you want to go to other sports, we've seen all of Tom Brady's career, all of Tiger Woods' career. I mean, we are in
Bonds' career, all of Greg Madison's
career. You know, we have seen, even if you want to go to hockey, you got the guys right now, Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, We caught a good part of Wayne Gretzky's career, Mario Lemieux's career, Brett Hull's career. I mean, we done caught. We are in a very unique spot. So when we speak about this, I think we're coming from a perspective where we're not just sitting here just going off of the hot stuff we see. We got years of looking at all these great players play. And this is not us coming through talking about, well, man, I just saw this hot dunk. He's the best player. No, we got knowledge of all this. We have seen all this. Like my thing with the GOAT conversation, number one, you know how it is, Patrick. I don't really like the conversation myself. But if we're going to have it, if you're going to call somebody the GOAT, you can't skip numbers. You can't disregard this. This is particularly true in the NBA because you are literally playing one half of your time on the offensive end and another half of your time on the defensive end. You cannot ignore those numbers. So when I hear people talk about LeBron being the GOAT, cool, he got the offensive stats. He's the all-time leading scorer, and he's got this amount of MVPs, these amount of rings, whatever number you want to use. But he wasn't nearly the defender Michael Jordan was, or even Kobe Bryant for that matter. Look again, Michael Jordan was the defensive player of the year. he won the defensive player of the year. You can't ignore that. And so that's the thing. I just wish sometimes when people have these discussions that it isn't so one-sided. If you want to feel strongly about a side or the other, fine. That's cool. We all have our opinions. Yeah. But at least see the other perspective there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, but everybody's going to have their opinion. Look, I sit and look at it all the time. Would like, for example, one of the things that always bothered me is all these LeBron fans will be like, well, Michael Jordan can't go left.
There's like a whole YouTube montage of him going left.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing is, how do you make it at that level, score that amount of points, be that kind of player, win 6 championships, and not go left? I mean, like, really, that's what bothers me the most. Is like, it's not, it's regurgitation from somebody else, right? Look, go back and look at Michael Jordan. Go back and look at Kobe Bryant. Go back and look at LeBron James and watch them play. Then make up your own mind. And if you think LeBron James is the best player, I can respect it now. But you made your own decision. You made your own mind based on the facts that you saw. If you think LeBron James is the best player at that point, hey, mad respect. I got you. No problem. He is not the player I think he is because I grew up watching what I watched. When I watched Michael Jordan, there's a difference. It was a different player. That was a different league. That was a different time. So even comparing them is dumb. But the thing is that you got to stop complaining about the refs. That's what it boils down to. You got to stop complaining about why you didn't win. The reason why you didn't win is because you could not stop them on the defensive side, and you gave up 20 points.
Yeah,
it's not the refs didn't shoot the ball. You did.
Yeah, the refs don't play defense.
The refs don't play defense. The refs don't play offense.
Yeah, the refs don't miss wide open threes because LeBron missed a wide open 3 when the game
after was tied. If you want to call it a shove.
Yeah. After he did shove the dude, yeah.
And I mean, but don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have called it. I would not have called it. I would have. Hey, you take your shot. These refs are letting them play, and this is not just in this game. They're letting them play across the league. I've sit and watched foul after foul after foul on all of those game ones, and I'm like, wow, you didn't call that? Okay,
yep.
Okay. Wow, you didn't call that? Okay.
It's about time.
So when LeBron and missed, bro, I want to hear it.
No.
You want to talk about it? You want to talk about missed calls? Then you got to call that one. You got to call that one. If you're going to talk about all the missed calls, oh, you didn't call me when you hit my arm, bro.
Yeah.
Come on now. Look, it's as simple as this. Denver has their number. Denver has them, and I know that we got one more thing to talk about, another game to talk about, but Denver has their number, man. And Lakers, if they want to do something, they better bring it in Game 3, because Denver is a well-oiled machine, and that machine is going to sweep you if you don't get your crap together. Stop blaming the refs and go and play basketball, or it's going to be another sweep.
Sweep you again. So real quick, Patrick, the hockey playoffs. Now, I've been going back and forth between the basketball and the hockey playoffs, and man, some of that hockey is pretty fun to see. Now, I've seen the Golden Knights; they beat the Stars in Game 1. Just letting people know, hey, we still here. We are defending Stanley Cup champs. Just so you know. So that's not going to be an easy series for Dallas. The Colorado Winnipeg game was just an absolute. That was a shootout. I think it was 7-6 in Game 1.
Which one was it?
Colorado and Winnipeg. I think they were 7-6. Winnipeg won 7-6.
Yeah, 7-6.
And then
another one was that Kings and Edmonton. That was a shootout.
Edmonton got hot pretty good there.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is some good hockey being played right now, and it's going to be really tough in that Western Conference. I mean, that Western Conference is just completely loaded. I mean, completely loaded. Your last seed is the defending Stanley Cup champs.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
And then over in the East, I mean, I think that this, I'll say the series between Boston and Toronto, I think that's probably going 7.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I think that's going 7. And then the other ones, I think the Rangers will kind of dispatch the Caps. They just appear to be better. Now, I don't know what the score is to that game right now. Don't know the Rangers were winning 2-1.
4-3 Rangers.
Okay.
Period. 8 minutes left in the third period.
All right. So, I mean, I wanted to give the shout out to hockey. I know we really hadn't talked about it too much, but hey, they playing hockey over there, yeah. And it's exciting. And I will always say, if you go to any sports atmosphere, go to a playoff hockey game, because it is intense. The fans are into it. It is an awesome atmosphere. Like I told you before, Patrick, I had the privilege of going to a couple of them in Dallas when the Stars had made the playoffs one year, and it's completely different.
It's different than the season.
Yeah. Like you feel that intensity from the fans, and it's just amped up on the ice. Everything's just crisper, sharper. The skating, the hitting, the checking, slashing. Like
it gets better and better every game. So yeah, we may not have talked about hockey a lot today, but let this first and this normally happens on our show. Let this first round happen. Normally, you get almost a half a show about hockey. So because I love hockey, like hockey after baseball, hockey, and then crazy enough, football is actually my third favorite sport behind baseball and hockey. I love baseball and hockey, man. So yeah, we get into talking about them, especially like when that second round starts. I love hockey.
Well, shoot, man, we gotta hop on out. So that will conclude this edition. That's what we're breathing on. I mean, for this edition of the Breath of Fresh Air webcast. Y'all make sure y'all visit the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page. Now, Everybody enjoy the games. And then we'll be back next week. And is there anything else? Oh yeah, Patrick, do the plug for Pro Epic real quick.
Oh, we have a hockey episode coming out. Unfortunately, our weather down here has been very bad, so we have not been able to film it yet. But we have some really cool stuff coming up in the next couple of months. Where we're really getting into shorts, and we are going to also get started on our Pro Epic Gaming channel on Twitch. So look forward to that. And but yeah, get ready for that hockey episode because we're going to be dropping it probably in the next couple of weeks.
When the weather better. All right. So with that, everybody take it easy. Be on the lookout for the next Bro Epic episode and for the next Breath of Fresh Air webcast coming next week. All right. So y'all take care. Enjoy the games, and we'll talk soon.
Deuces.